David Sirota put out a piece of news, and that's all it was. It was a piece of news, and he was mercilessly attacked for putting out a bit of information. Apparently, people didn't necessarily like to hear what he was putting out. What he put out was this. Oh, damn it. I changed my page. Hold on. Right here. Something I didn't know. Beto O'Rourke is the second recipient of oil and gas industry campaign cash in the entirety of Congress. I didn't know that either. That's pretty fucking phenomenal. First, there's Ted Cruz. Second, there's Beto O'Rourke. Now, David Sirota was mercilessly attacked for this. And his point was, I think it's news that a person who's probably going to run for president of the United States is receiving the second highest amount of money from the standpoint of oil and gas. Now, just to make a secondary point on this, to be fair, these are individual donations, meaning these are people giving donations, even though some of these people are corporate executives and everything else, maxing out the amount of money that they give him. And this represents a small percentage of his total money that he brings in. I mean, because after all, he's a fundraising rock star. He's raised, what, $30 million in a short period of time. So, being fair, I don't buy this argument that just because they're individual donations that it doesn't necessarily affect the individual that's running. The moment that that person knows that he's the second highest fundraiser from the standpoint of oil and gas, those individual donations might as well be one donation, seeing that if he pulls in a particular direction, he's going to lose that money. It is also fair to say that Texas is an oil state, and because Texas is an oil state, many of the people who are working for those industries, if they're giving money to Beto, may be working for the oil and gas industry. So I just want to be fair. Again, he was mercilessly attacked for this. Neera Tanden comes out saying, it is dangerous talk to expose the fact that Beto is the second highest money in Congress. She's a Clinton hack, and this is kind of Clinton-esque logic. But it's interesting to show, though, that Clintonites love Beto. That's peculiar, right? This guy's supposed to be a flaming lefty. Why is he getting such support from Clintonites? Here's another interesting point. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is a campaign ad back in 2008.
You've seen the ad.
I don't take money from oil companies.
No candidate does. It's been against the law for 100 years. But Barack Obama accepted $200,000 from executives and employees of oil companies. Every gallon of gas takes over $3 from your pocket. But Obama voted for the Bush-Cheney energy bill that put $6 billion in the pocket.
This is a campaign ad knocking Barack Obama for taking campaign donations from individuals in oil and gas. Now, Neera Tanden didn't necessarily, I guess, make issues of this because at the time she was probably back in Clinton. But Clinton's point is that, look, if this guy's taking all this money from oil and gas, no, he's not necessarily taking it from a particular industry or a company, but he is taking it from people who make up that company, and he's taking it from a large section of people who make it that company, many people who are maxing out their donations. Obama got in office and became the god of oil and expanded oil drilling to unprecedented heights. The United States is a major oil producer at this point. Now, to be fair, Hillary Clinton ran across the world selling fracking to various countries. Fracking is just as bad, if not worse, because of the methane leaks. My point is this. I agree with Ocasio-Cortez that if people are getting money from a particular industry, at the very least, a concentrated section of money from a particular industry, maybe they shouldn't be regulating that industry. And even going beyond that point, if you want to make it just further case, even if you disagree with that point, the world is on fire. I go to a facility that's in Poland. It's a clinic. Right now, in Poland, the United Nations is meeting with other representatives around the world, and those representatives around the world are essentially making the argument that the world is on fire. Your world is on fire. They are flipping out at that UN conference, one person after the next, making the argument that it is already too late in regards to trying to fix the climate stuff. Others making the point that, well, it's not necessarily too late. They gave a conservative estimate saying you have 12 years. Not 12 years and then trying to fix it, but 12 years to essentially get your house in order. That is a conservative estimate. Do you really want to put somebody who's flush with oil money in this way? And just, to make a further point, look at this. People keep calling this guy, a flaming lefty. He's the white Obama. He sounds a particular way. He looks good. And so they love him. But that should give you pause that these Clintonites, these people from no labels, these third-way Democrats, love this guy. You're being conned. This is National Environmental Scorecard, offshore drilling in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Representative Gwynn offered an amendment, essentially, yes, his environmental position. Beto is on this list. I don't want to go into the thing, but I put this at the bottom. There's a really good article that I'm going to do. I've made this argument that Beto was the white Obama. I stand by that argument that Beto is the white Obama. He looks good. He's an amazing fundraiser. And all of these people have accrued around him because they love him because of that stuff. But those are optics. And your ability to be, pull in money, it's not the high point of a particular individual that I look at. I look at what are the policies the person is espousing. David Sirota was attacked for this. He's attacked for something that Hillary Clinton attacked Obama on, which I find this to be amazing. And I would imagine that many of the people attacking him are Clintonites. How dare you talk about Beto? Beto is our savior. Beto is this, Beto is that. Beto is going to be a presidential candidate or primary candidate in the Democratic Party. And it is perfectly reasonable and rational, especially when the world is on fire, when the United Nations is literally holding a conference trying to get the Paris Accords. And even the Paris Accords are not enough. We need a revolution in regards to how we go about our energy sector. And we have this left-leaning moderate who was part of the New Democrats, the third-way Democrats at one point. That guy's supposed to fix that. I think that guy is coming from Texas. I think that guy is receiving a ton of money from oil money. And I think that guy moderates his language in the same way Obama moderated his language, that is slippery, that lets people believe and infuse into him anything that they want to believe and infuse into him. That's what I think. I will do another article or video on this thing of Beto being the quote-unquote white Obama. And what I mean by that is style without substance. The ability to say things, to cut language in a particular way without necessarily having anything backing the language. And for that matter, giving people an impression of something that's not necessarily indicative of reality. So I'll keep this one short because I have other videos that I want to do today. Like I said, David Sirota was mercilessly attacked for pointing out something that made all the sense in the world. And right here. For those asking, here's a partial list of the oil and gas industry donors to Beto. From what I can tell, it appears to represent about half of the money he's received from donors in the industry. It is unclear. I'll just show you what Sirota said on this. For those asking, here's a partial list of the oil and gas industry donors to Beto O'Rourke. From what I can tell, this appears to represent about half of the total money he's received from donors in the industry. It's unclear why posting a link to campaign finance data with no judgment triggers some folk. That's true, right? The point of transparency is to have informed debate. If particular donations are good with you, great, defend them. But why get so mad about folks even looking at data? primary is on, right? We're in the primary season. Here's an example of why individual donors don't matter. This theory is insane. This is a list of top executive of an oil firm maxing out to Beto. It is notable in the context of Beto's support for the oil industry during the climate debate. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're supposed to expect somebody who has a large segment of his cash, or you could say a segment of his cash, where he's second in Congress, to completely ignore the industry that has fleshed his coffers in such a way. And at this point, I don't buy it. Make up your own mind. I don't buy it. I don't believe the white Obama is going to do anything about oil and gas to the extent that's going to honestly and seriously deal with the climate change issue. You got those Democratic hacks that are in Congress right now. Even the lefties are supporting Nancy Pelosi, who is going to kneecap them on any notion of a Green New Deal, any notion of Medicare for all. Something else that, by the way, Beto does not support, which should be a red line. So I'll leave this here. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support through PayPal or Patreon. I have another slate of videos for today, so I'll see you in a few. Thanks all. Oh, let me make sure. Yes.